Okay, ready?
Welcome to our Thrill of the Fight 2 Day 12 Spectacular. As you can see here, we are fighting a opponent about the same size as us. Black gloves. I have the yellow gloves, obviously. And unfortunately, skill level is not the greatest right now. We're at the journeyman level. The fighter here is slightly higher than that. But he moves pretty good. He just is, like constant punches. Now, if you've never played the game before, there's a tendency to play the game as like a fighting game where you're actually, boxing and, you're throwing punches hard and things like that. But especially if you're an amateur, such as myself. And what happens is, and ultimately this is a game. So, I don't recommend you not do that. But, this is a game. And if you're trying to win the game, you have to understand the mechanics of the game. Now, I'm doing this challenge basically for fun and for fitness. So yeah, I'd like to win. So every once in a while, I'll do things that I wouldn't do in a normal boxing match. But ultimately you have to decide how you want to play the game. If now there's little tips and tricks that you can do as you're fighting to make it because you're gonna hit, as you can see here, I hit this guy I think pretty good quite a few times, but ultimately it doesn't turn out the way I would like, because these blows that you throw that are normal, kind of normal fighting blows, just don't do as much damage as you would like. So that was in round 1, and I thought it was pretty close. But as you can see, this guy does move a lot, and this is just like in real fighting, and that's the thing that this game has going for it, is that a lot of it obviously does feel like real fighting, and it's great for that simulation. And maybe that's also the downfall of it, because your expectations kind of rise, and you feel like, okay, well, like some of these punches would never, somebody threw a punch like this, kind of this looping overhand right that appears to have no speed behind it. While in the game, and there's a reason why the guy's throwing this punch, is because in the game it's very effective. If it lands even at that slow speed, it's gonna do what it just did there. So as you can see, see that? I mean, it's like these punches, you can see them all coming. They're not like, and because they're moving kind of slow, you feel like, oh, maybe I can just, let it hit me. And what you can do, and what might be better, is you actually step into their face, and that pretty much nullifies the blow. But of course, you can't really hit them, and it's just their game techniques, right? What we're talking about is playing it as a game versus playing it as boxing. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I do enjoy playing the game. I enjoy the physical exertion. I think I wore my heart rate monitor this one, and I didn't really get up to the 160s is usually what I kind of fight at. I think I was in the 140s, topped out maybe 152. That was in round 2. Heading into round 3. And, this seemed like a very courteous person. There were a couple times that the system kind of turned me around or put me out of a fight box. And, he hit me, but I don't know if he understood that I was out of the hit box, so there's like nothing I can do, and he's just kind of taking pot shots at me. But regardless, he would have, he seems like he's played this game quite often. or at least he understands how to play the game. And just like boxing, you can be moving around a lot, and he throws these punches. They're not hard punches. They're, like I said, I think I hit him as often as he hit me, if not more. And I think my shots are cleaner shots, but his shots are, basically game shots. So, which is fine. But, ultimately, if you're playing the game to win, it will be disappointing to you if you're doing this and you lose, right? Nobody wants to lose, I think. Going into playing anything, going into a fight, saying, "Oh, I'm going to lose." It's great. So, as you can see, and he's the constant motion from him is. But you can see most of these shots are missing, and I hit him. Those, he just threw like 6 or 7 shots in a row that missed. But when these looping shots hit, as you can see, they do damage, even though you prefer them not to. So, because you got to do damage too. Now there are different techniques that people use in here. Like against somebody like this, the best technique probably is just to let the person keep punching until they look tired, and then throw a few punches, because you will get tired when you're throwing punches like this, like a windmill. And that was pretty much the end of the fight. It was said I enjoyed that fight, but ultimately I was disappointed in the result. As you can see, I lost every round, even though I thought it was pretty close. I thought I won one, lost one, but it wasn't really close except for the last round where he throws a punch right at the end that probably won him the round. But even if he didn't throw that punch and lost the round, he would have won the fight. Right, and jump into the second round. Now this was an interesting fight too, because we have somebody, like, I don't know, they don't seem to really know what they're doing at all, which, okay. But it's worrisome because you get these kind of weird, you get weird punches when people, you fight people like this, where they start just doing kind of weird things. And when I fight, I try to make sure that, the person is, you get malfunctions every once in a while with the VR stuff. Like I said, where people are out of the hitbox and stuff. So if someone's in like a weird pose, I generally will let them kind of come out of it, because it just seems like, oh, maybe something fell out, maybe a battery fell out or something. Or they just, stepped out of the box and, it's not letting them do anything. So, whatever. It's just a choice to just not win by mistake, I guess. But as you can see, you can see these punches coming in once again. And like I said, I can very easily dodge these punches. You can see like here, he's not a quick mover. And some of his punches, they're kind of like off to the side. I don't know if he's anticipating me moving over there and hoping. See, look at that. But he did get me with a handful of good punches, but when they go low like that, there's some positions that I've seen people get into that seem you can't impregnate their defenses, right?
Get ready.
I was in round 1, and I was happy with that round. Yeah, I didn't know what he was doing there. So like it seems like he understands, like, oh, I shouldn't have punched, or I should have. Like, if you're fighting, you just fight. It's all right. If someone punches you, you punch them, and they weren't ready. Man, it's part of the game. You have to just decide. How are you supposed to know if the person's ready or not? If they're standing there, look like they're ready to fight, and then they throw the punches, and the person says go, okay, should be fine. But there seems to be a little, at least some etiquette involved in you see people like waving at you, and so that means stop, that doesn't mean come. You have people posing, like asking you to punch them in the face. So, it's interesting stuff. Now, we started in this game, we lost, I think, the first 7 or 8 matches. I mean, it was pretty bad. But it's taking a little time. If you want to really learn how to punch, you need to use that training bag to learn what actually does damage in the game. Like, these little snap hooks and stuff like that, generally speaking, don't do much. But, if you throw it correctly, it does. And you have to worry about, when you're hitting something, you don't really hit at it, you have to hit through it. That makes a big difference for all your punches. But just know that, and how you twist your gloves, your hands as you're throwing punches once they land matters. It's just one of those weird things that when you're punching, your hand should be twisting, and how you twist and hit actually matters. So he didn't want to shake gloves before the beginning of that round. So, understandable. Like I said, seems to be a little miscommunication between the two of us in this fight. I don't know why that is, but okay. So, but it does seem like this person's probably fairly new to the game and how the mechanics work. But as you can see, even at that low level, a person like this can hit you and hurt you.
Break it up.
And it's not necessarily even a punch you would think would hurt you. Like the little chop shots. There's some people who, especially like the shorter fighters, they have this little chop shot where they kind of like hit you from above with their small arms. And it does a lot of damage. I fought a few people who had really seen. I mean, I don't know if they were like the men's size on the game, and there's definitely it seems to be an advantage if you're smaller in the game. I'm assuming it's just your hitbox is smaller, but you're given the same amount of power, it appears. And if you have a shorter punch, there's a lot of damage in that little punch. So, if you're fighting and just normal size human, then I think you have an advantage when you're fighting against somebody bigger than you. And as you can see, if you look down at this guy's feet, he's off the ground now, so he grew somehow, 3 inches or so. So I don't know if he just, what's going on with that, if he's just in a small one, and that was a good fight. But, is what it is. But we won that one. It was actually not that close, but we did lose a round, which was kind of surprising. Anyways, I thank you for watching, and hope you come back for the rest of the challenges.